Welcome everyone once again to tonight's session. It's going to be an amazing time. It's going to be fantastic. So I hope your notepads are ready. I hope your accounts, your exchange accounts are also ready. And we are going to have an amazing journey also on this call. So disclaimer. First of all, what I want to say is that the content of the session is for information purposes only. The opinions expressed hereby are not meant to be taken as financial advice or investment advice or any other advice. It's just for information sharing only. What you do with it will determine, it's all up to you, okay? But it's for information sharing purposes only. I don't know whether, Doc, we've started recording.
We are recording.
Awesome.
I knew you may have forgotten, so I did it for you.
Thank you very much, Doc. So the one behind the voice, I am Ayagome Joboku Maululu Hatul. I can't go into the full details of the meaning of the name, but I'm also a food process engineer. I'm a business consultant, a business development consultant, and the CEO of REFERRAL Concept, and also the lead strategist for Crypto Elite Hub Global, and also the team lead for Crypto Elite Hub Ghana. Right. So first of all, I want to start with a statement I love so much from Zig Ziglar, that success occurs when opportunities, they meet with preparation. So let me give you this scenario. Consider two farmers, okay, two farmers. They both went to church or they went to the mosque and then they prayed. And when they prayed, all of them were just asking God for one thing, that God give us rain in our farm. God give us rain in our farm. But one left the service and went to tilt the ground, sow the seed, and make sure that the land was fully prepared. The other one was still wishing and hoping for the rain to come. Now, think about it. Should God answer both of them at the same time, who do you think would definitely produce results? I leave you to answer to that question. But the one thing is certain, that success, when opportunity meets preparation, success is inevitable. And that is one statement I want to leave with you this evening. Another statement from John Scully is that the future belongs to those who see possibilities today before they become obvious. Where the world is going to is in the digital economy. And if you must know, money has also evolved. Evolution is not just happening, but money has also evolved. And trust me, we have moved all the way from barter trading to using of gold, to using of metal coins, to using of paper money. And we have transcended into plastic cards, which is our ATM cards. And we have moved into electronic money, which is the mobile money that we use, and then our electronic transfers. And where we are now is the money for the people and by the people, which is cryptocurrencies. Right. Now, if you look at it, somebody will say, what exactly is money? Really and truly, one thing I want you to understand is that people say that cryptocurrency is not money. But that statement is false, because even the fiat currencies that we have, the paper currencies that we have, in they themselves, they are not money. It is the value that we put in them that makes it money. So if you have $100,000, or if you have $1,000, or if you have 100 Naira note, or if you have a 10 Ghana cedi note, or a 10-pound note, or whichever fiat currency that you have, that note alone is just mere paper. You can hold it and tear it apart. But the value that has been put inside it is what gives it its currency, or is what makes it becomes valuable and becomes money. So if you study the history of money, money has transcended, and gone are the days where they were doing trade with barter, where if you had, let's say, cow, you bring your cow in exchange for a good or a service, and then you bring me your cow, I offer to you a service or a good. And it has grown over the years, and this is where we are. But there's a few factors that in the little study that I did, I realized has been driving the innovation when it comes to money, which is one, to cut down time of doing business. If I am supposed to carry cow all the way from here, okay, to come and give it to Dr. Talley, I'm bringing a cow all the way, not from Accra, I'm bringing it all the way from the northern part of Ghana, all the way to Nigeria, and it's going to be a headache for me to be able to do that. The other thing is that if we are going to be using papers to be printing money, what we are going to be doing is that we are going to be causing a lot of environmental degradation, because we'll be using a lot of papers, we'll be either using a lot of metals, which means we'll be mining, and it all has a lot of effect on us. If I'm supposed to transport, let's say 1,000 gold all the way from Ghana to somebody in UK, somebody in Singapore, somebody in Sweden, look at the time that I will have to go through. And even from Nigeria to Ghana, if I'm traveling by road, the discomfort that I would have to put that good or that service or that money that I'm going to be transporting. So if you look at it, the world is evolving and everybody is looking out for an easiest way of doing business. And that is where we are coming now. And good news for us is the internet. The internet. Internet has come to be able to iron out all of these things, and we have been moving all the way to where we are now, which is the cryptocurrency. So if you go into the Google engine, I want to run fast. I'm doing just this as a recap for those of us who are new to all of this cryptocurrency, because in our community, majority of us are already familiar with the cryptocurrency, but just running now through so that as much as possible, we can bring everybody up to speed. So if you go on the Google search engine, there's one thing that you'll find so common, which is everybody literally nowadays is searching for what cryptocurrencies are, right? But there is a technology that is backing the cryptocurrency, which is the blockchain. The blockchain technology is what has brought about all the innovation that we are seeing and all the hula baloo and all the noise that we are hearing in the cryptocurrency industry. So you can't talk about the cryptocurrency industry without talking about the blockchain industry. So what exactly is the blockchain? Now, for those of us who are from the accounting background, we can very much familiarize ourselves with this, that the blockchain is an open ledger. Okay, so what I want you to consider it is this. Look at it like an open book, an exercise book, a new exercise book. Now, in that exercise book, anybody in any part of the world have access to that exercise book. So it is an open ledger. It is an open book that is distributed across the length, breadth of this world. Anybody that has access to any blockchain network or any blockchain system or any cryptocurrency is also contributing to the development of what the blockchain is. So it is spread across on various computers, various systems all across the world. And one thing is certain about it also, that any information you feed into it, it is immutable. Okay, it is immutable. It cannot be deleted. It is immutable. It cannot be deleted. And nobody has control over the blockchain. The blockchain is purely decentralized. There is no central government that controls anything that goes on the blockchain. But one thing is this, that the blockchain has two aspects. There is a network consensus aspect, and then there's a cryptographic aspect. We are not going to talk so much about the network consensus aspect. We are caring about the cryptographic aspect, which is what gives us the money, our money, or which is what makes us wealthy. Yes. Now, for somebody to be able to break down the blockchain, the person needs to be able to own about 51% or have control over 51% of the blockchain. The kind of money, the kind of technology, the kind of system an individual would have to put in to be able to achieve this. So far, no one has been able to achieve it. And the only time the blockchain will break down is when the internet ceases to exist, which is nearly impossible unless Jesus Christ comes or when we are getting into rapture, right? So as we said, it's just block and chain. So there are loads of blocks, and then they are connected by nodes in various parts of the country, various parts of the world that we have it. I'm just rushing through it. So some of the features of the blockchain. Now, the properties of the blockchain is that it is programmable. That means that everybody and anybody can write programs into it by way of smart contracts or by way of different systems. You can write programs into the blockchain. You can input instructions into the blockchain. And one thing is that because it is distributed, there is a lot of, there's a wide network of people or participants who are all on the blockchain, okay, who are all on the blockchain. And it is secured. It is secured. All records that go into the blockchain cannot be deleted or cannot be hacked. And my favorite part of it is that it is anonymous. So I can sit in Ghana and send any volumes of money to anybody in any part of the world, and the person will be able to receive it without you knowing that I did it. And one thing is also is that it is unanimous, okay? And everything that you do, if I say I'm sending you a transaction at 10 o'clock, it is going to come at 10 o'clock. The time that it arrives, I can be able to track it. So you can't come back to me and tell me lies when it comes to the blockchain. Mind you, money in itself was created to be for the people. and by the people. All the various kinds of money that we've looked at so far, okay, there is nothing in them that gives people full control of whatever resources that they have. If we look at gold, there is somebody that sits in the UK that determines what the price of gold becomes. If you look at the US dollar is controlled by an individual or by a government, which is the US government. And the same way with our various fiat currencies as well too. So, but when it comes to the blockchain, it is unanimous. And because it is unanimous, we all have a level playing ground within the space of the blockchain. Its application, the blockchain can be used in various fields. We can use it in the legal field, we can use it in the bank, we can use it in international trade. And just recently, we saw what happened to the stock market. There was a blockchain product that was written onto there's a blockchain program that was written, a stock trading program that was written into the blockchain. And as a result of that, people were shorting the market and made some of the millionaires lose their money. Some of us benefited from that activity, all because of the blockchain. So you can build stock trading, you can build a whole lot of facilities on the blockchain, right? So now, having spoken about the blockchain, I want to talk about cryptocurrencies. So a cryptocurrency in itself is a medium of exchange that is digital, encrypted, and decentralized. We've already talked about it's being decentralized. It is decentralized because it is built on the blockchain. Now, a defining feature of cryptocurrencies is that they are all generally not issued by any central authority, rendering them theoretically immune to government interference or manipulation. Okay, they are generally they were issued not by any central authority. So if I even sit here and develop any token at all or any coin at all, and I feed it into the blockchain, beyond immediately it goes in and it is verified and it is audited and everything. I have no control over what happens to it anymore. Now, the first of its kind to be developed was the Bitcoin protocol, and it was developed basically by to serve as a peer-to-peer system by Satoshi Nakamoto. Right. And Satoshi is just a pseudo person. We don't know who it is. So it could be somebody on this call. I suspect it is Dr. Tali, who is Satoshi on this call. Yes. So it can be Dr. Tali, it can be Mr. Cyril, it can be Joel, it can be anyone on this call, but we don't know who actually created the Bitcoin protocol. The basic idea behind the Bitcoin was that it was created to serve as an electronic system based on cryptographic proof of trust. Okay. Now, to prevent fraud, each transaction is checked. Okay, to prevent fraud, each transaction is checked. Awesome. So forgive me, the network I didn't even notice that the network had gone off. Sorry. So I don't know why I lost you. I don't know why I lost you exactly, but I was talking about that there are different so to prevent fraud, each transaction is checked using one of two main validation techniques, which is either proof of work or proof of stake. And we are not going into the details of that. And then the first ever cryptocurrency to develop was the Bitcoin, and it's the Bitcoin. And the initial price of Bitcoin was the small figure that we some of them are rackful. They will just come up and then they'll just take your money all away and all of that. But the underlying principle behind them is that they all derive their value from what individuals put on them. It is what you and I, the value that we put on them, that is what makes them valuable. And if you look at it, there are different kinds of them. Some of the example is Bitcoin. We have Ethereum, we have Polkadot, we have Midas, we have Cardano, and we have Graph. We have loads and loads of them. XRP, which is we have Ripple, we have Tron, different kinds of them. And if you go to this particular directorate, you can be able to check what you see here. We'll go there and look at them. Right. So some of the questions on the minds of people, and just a little clarification, is that cryptocurrencies are not controlled by any central authority, such as a central bank. So what we saw just about 2-3 days ago in Nigeria, where the bank, where the CBN, which is the Central Bank of Nigeria, was trying to by government. It is not a government issued currency. And it is money and currency by the people and for the people, protected by the blockchain. So cryptocurrencies derive their value from the forces of demand and supply. From the forces of demand and supply. What does this mean? Unlike our fiat currencies, as we speak in Ghana, we don't know the total volume of cedis that we have produced so far in Ghana since we started using cedis. Naira, we can't tell. US dollar, we can't tell. Currently, that they are going to even be giving them those stimulus packages in USA. They are going to print new money and bring it. Inflation is going to set in. But when it comes to cryptocurrency, when 21 million Bitcoin has been minted, it cannot go beyond that. When you put a cap there, it's supposed to be in circulation for the entire universe and the entire world, and people who will even come in from any part of the world or any part of the cosmos. Everybody is going to go after 21 million Bitcoin. And because of that, the supply, because of the supply and then the demand that will be there, that is how come they derive their value, and then their value begins to go up or down. Now, anybody in any part of the world can partake in the blockchain and can partake in the Bitcoin industry. Anybody at all from any part of the world. However, there are certain shortfalls. Okay, one, it is a highly volatile industry. It is a highly volatile industry, and the fact that it is a highly volatile industry should tell you that it is a zero-sum game. So even before we go into mind surgery, one of the things personally I've told myself is that this game, what I do in the market is not what influences the market. There are people who are in the market who are influencing the market. They are the whales. The best thing for you to do is to be able to know how they are playing their game, how they are playing the game of cryptocurrency, and play along with them. But it's a zero-sum game, and it is a highly volatile. That means you can lose at any given point in time, and you can also make gains at any given point in time. But that is the benefit that we have from it. We enjoy from the volatility. Now, it is not fully regulated, and because of its anonymity, it provides room for scammers. But I always say, you get scammed as a result of your ignorance. If you don't know, somebody will scam you. So you can actually protect yourself from being scammed if you get to know. Transactions on the blockchain are irreversible. So if mistakenly you do a transaction to a different address, unless you know the person who you are sending the funds to, you cannot retrieve your money. In Ghana, we will say sikano ashe, which means the money has burnt away. Environmentally, cryptocurrencies are mining, which is the proof of work form of mining, consume almost 2.55 gigawatts of energy. There's a whole lot of things. That is why most of these currencies too are now moving away from proof of work to proof of stake. That is something you can go and read on it. Some networks, especially Bitcoin, it's very slow, and it is one of the factors that has created more of the coins that we have, which is the altcoin. So to you, who is the layperson on this call? What should cryptocurrency, or what is cryptocurrency? What should it be to you? To the layperson on this call, one thing is certain, or one thing is sure when it comes to cryptocurrencies, that cryptocurrencies are pockets of opportunities for the layman to invest in revolutionary computerized programs and protocols built on a system of trust called the blockchain. Let me break this down. What we are doing in cryptocurrency is basically to look out for protocols or computerized programs that have been built on a system of trust, which is the blockchain, which we've already talked about has a level of security when we are investing into. So for you who is the layperson, you are coming into a field where it is not controlled by any government. It is you and I, the individuals in this space, who actually determine who makes what and who makes what. But it is a system that you are coming into. All of them, they are softwares. But within the software, as we've said, that there is a network consensus aspect, and then there is a cryptographic aspect of every cryptocurrency. But you are coming into a system or a network, or you are coming into a space where everything that we are investing into are basically technologies, and we are enjoying the financial benefit of those particular technologies. So cryptocurrencies are an invitation for you to create your own system of wealth, powered by people and for the people. you are coming into a space where you are being invited into a space where you can create your own system of wealth. Cryptocurrencies is not the layman's get rich quick scheme, but a sure opportunity to become a part of the global wealth transfer. As we said, John Scully said, the future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious. Where the world is heading to is cryptocurrencies, whether we like it or not. And what we are even seeing now, we've not even gotten to the tip of the iceberg of what cryptocurrency industry holds for us. So every day I tell people, and it is a statement we say in our community, that become fiat poor. Let's bury fiat and let's become crypto rich. Why? Because in cryptocurrencies, we are not affected by anything like inflation, but we just enjoy from the demand and supply in the market. Now, how can you and I make money in the cryptocurrency space? There is mining, there is swing trading, there is day trading, there is IEOs, which is initial exchange offerings, ICOs, initial coin offerings, master nodes, and tech royalties. We have airdrops and bounties. We have passive incomes like Omega Pro, Eclipse City Global, and a host of other ones, Daisy, and a host of them. We have the over-the-counter trading, where you can also go into becoming a bulk holder, and then you sell, whether you sell Bitcoin to people, you buy it at a vendor price, and then you sell to people. Then we have the DeFi trading, and this is actually the industry currently that is revolutionizing the banking and finance industry, which is decentralized finance, bringing finance and then cryptocurrency into the same place. So we have what we call the staking, farming, lending, and a host of other things. But tonight's call is not to focus so much on them, but these are some of the ways you can make money in the cryptocurrency space. So now we are getting deeper into our main activity for tonight, crypto trading techniques for starters. So what is crypto trading in itself? What is crypto trading? What is crypto trading? Cryptocurrency trading, okay? It's basically speculating on the price movement of a coin within the market via a crypto trading account or an exchange. Everything we are doing in the cryptocurrency industry is that we are, in terms of trading, is that we are speculating on the price movement of a coin. Every coin has a value. Every token has a value. And all that we are doing is that we are projecting, we are reading into the value of the coin. And then we bank on that particular coin. And then we wait on it to go high. And then we sell. So I buy something and then I sell. Now, mind you, we said that we are basically benefiting from the demand and supply. And I said that cryptocurrencies, their supplies are always fixed. So assuming, let's say you buy a coin at, let's say, let me use tomatoes, my favorite example, tomatoes. So assuming I currently, okay, let me use one of the places I'm working currently, where we deal in onions and garlic. As we speak right now, in the month of March, garlic is going to be short. But the CEO of my company where I'm working, as a food process engineer over there, what the CEO has done is that he has built a system, a company, where he's storing garlic, knowing fully well that in the month of March, April, and June, garlic is going to run short. Currently, there's a lot of garlic in the system. But this man has gone to buy the garlic, and he's holding it. So let's say he even bought it at $10 or $1, okay? And all the garlic that is supposed to be in the world, he is the one going to be printing garlic for the whole world. But he's now going to give the garlic at the moment at an initial price. The total garlic that he can produce is 100,000 garlic. Beyond that, he cannot produce anymore, 100,000 garlic. Now, let's say that 100,000 garlic, okay, he sells it to everybody as the stance that he's just selling it. In March, not everybody would have garlic. In March, not everybody will have garlic. So over there, what will happen is that there will be so much demand for the garlic. And because of that, there's only 100,000 garlic. And everybody in the world is going to come after this man and the people he has sold the garlic to for their garlic. Somebody may choose it. It's all up to the people who own the garlic. See, all we are doing is that we are basically speculating on the price movement of a coin. We buy it and then we sell it via an exchange. Of course, if you are going into a market, you have to have a market. So an exchange is the marketplace for us. So when it comes to the exchanges, there are different types of them. There's 3 of them. We have the decentralized ones. If you look at the diagram here, to your left, you see decentralized. Decentralized because it is a peer-to-peer system. There is no centralized organization that is involved. And some of them is PancakeSwap, Uniswap, Uswap, DeepSwap, and what have you. And we have the centralized exchange, which is OKex. OKex, which is the one sponsoring this this meeting that we are having. We have Binance, we have KuCoin, and one of the best exchanges you can ever use is the OKex exchange. We also have the hybrid ones, and we have SafePower, which is also coming, where you can also use SafePower. Inside the SafePower wallet, you have an exchange inside it where you can use to also buy tokens. So that is a mix of, it has the decentralized one, and it also has the centralized exchange all intertwined in it. Now, before you go to use an exchange, okay, you would need to evaluate that exchange or the type of wallet where you are going to be buying, to be holding. All exchanges are not the same. They all have different interfaces. If I open Binance to you, it will be different. If I open OKex to you, it will be different. But you need to be able to study them and understand how those various exchanges they are working, to be able to know how to work with them, and then be able to cash in the space. Okay, and if you're also going to be holding your coins on a wallet, you need to be able to understand the wallet and know whether that coin that you want to hold in that wallet is feasible with a particular wallet. So now we are going deeper now. Cryptocurrency trading techniques. Now, in cryptocurrency trading, what we are required to do is to make educative guesses on the movement of a coin. Okay, your guess cannot and must not be in the vacuum. You will need to have full assurance from any of at least 2 of these decision guides, which is either by way of technical analysis, fundamental analysis, sentimental analysis. We are going to have a full 4-week session. Today is just introduction and to introduce you to how to play with the exchange, which is OKex exchange, and to be able to know how to place trades and what have you. So we will not go much details into them, but in cryptocurrency trading, one of the first techniques that you need to be able to have at hand is to be able to know how to research. And by way of researching, you need to be able to do so leveraging technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and sentimental analysis. If you do these 3 analysis, that should be your guide to be able to know which coin to buy and which coin not to buy. Right. But at the end of the day, the value of every cryptocurrency rises or falls based on these 5 items or these 5 points, which is either demand, acceptance, adoption, supply, and utility. Demand, acceptance, adoption, supply, and utility. We already know that the supply is always fixed. So based on the supply and then the demand on it, and whether the coin or that particular protocol it's feasible or it is something that people would accept. If people are going to accept it, that means that they are going to adopt it. If they are going to adopt it, then you are going to see a lot of demand coming to it. So all of these things, when you're analyzing your coins, you need to be able to put all of these parameters in place and to think through them whenever you are making your trades, or when you are looking out for coins to buy. So technical analysis basically involves using real world data to try to predict the future of a market. Okay, real world data. We are using previous data and information and then figures as available to us to be able to determine where the future of a coin would be. Right. So we'll do some practicals pretty soon. So just follow me carefully. Right. So follow me carefully. Follow me carefully. Right. So when demand is high, okay, when demand is high and supply is low, price would begin to go high. The market is said to be bullish. So when you hear us say bullish market, it is because demand is high, supply is low. So in the case of the garlic, when demand becomes high, but the supply is just 100,000, but everybody in the world over 7.5 billion people coming to chase 100,000 garlic. What will happen to the price of garlic? It will definitely go up. In the same way, Bitcoin has only 21 million total supply. Beyond that, it cannot be minted. As we speak right now, research says that in the next 12 years, the total Bitcoin that can be mined would have been reduced by 99%. That means that any moment from the next 12 years coming, we should likely be able to see Bitcoin hitting no less than $1 million US. My question, how many do you have? So when supply is high and demand is low, then the market begins to become bearish. Forgive me, it's bearish. It's not bearing, it's bearish. Okay, so when people have accumulated their Bitcoin, they've held on to it, they've created a whole lot of buying pressure, and then the price of the coin of a coin begins to go high. And then they realize that the price has gone way beyond their initial entry point. They can decide to dump. When they decide to dump, supply will become more in the market, and then the price will definitely fall. In that place, what you do is you buy, and you also wait for it to also go up. You sell, and then you keep on running like that. That is how it works. So fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis gives us a broader picture of what the value of a coin is. In fundamental analysis, what we are looking at is the intrinsic value. Okay, the intrinsic value. We look beyond the figures. Yes, numbers do not lie, but there is no way you will go and buy, you would say you are going to buy a car and you not check the kind of engine in the car. So before, what exactly would make people want to come in cryptocurrency trading is that we buy low and then we sell high. We buy low and we sell high. Please, this statement must never leave your head. We buy low and then we sell high. Don't let this statement ever leave your head. Don't let it ever leave your heart. Write it down. In fact, write it and put it at the side of your bed. That in cryptocurrency trading, the golden rule is that you have to buy low and then you sell high. It is as it is. We are buying low and we are selling high. If you go and buy high, you are buying the top. When it dips, you'll be crying. You'll be like the man, one of the videos that we saw, the man was complaining. But everything that we do is this. We buy low and we sell high. If you buy it high and some of us bought it low, we will gladly dump it on you. Sit down and wait for you to cry. And then we'll also buy again because definitely you panic and you sell. And when you panic and you sell, you would have lost your money. And then we will be glad to be able to take that and also sell high again. Maybe you go and buy high again. But the golden rule is that we buy low and then we sell high. So when we open an exchange, we are only going to be buying low and then we are going to selling high. Right. So in crypto trading, all that we are doing is that we are going to be buying with either USDT. USDT is the equivalent of the US dollar. The US dollar is a 1-to-1 ratio of the US dollar. Okay, USDT, Bitcoin, or Ethereum. So in crypto trading, when we are buying with either USDT, Bitcoin, or Ethereum. And whenever we are selling, we are selling to Bitcoin, USDT, or Ethereum. Okay, but one thing is this: in the market, you need to know how to use your limits, your stop limit, and your OCOs. We'll open the OKex exchange, and then you'll see how they work. Right. So at this point, we'll pause here, and I'm going to open an exchange for us, and then we are going to put all of these things that we've read and all of these things that we've spoken about so far. We are going to put everything together. Okay. We are now moving to a very practical session now. So if you are still with me and you are following and you are ready, type in 7 and 7. I want to see if you are ready for us to down. We are moving into the practical session of tonight's session. So if you are ready, type in 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Right. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the call. Thank you. So I'm sharing my screen now. Yeah. Right. If you can see my screen, type in 5. Type 5. If you can see my screen, pin 5. I want to know whether you can see the screen. So if you have any questions, just hold on to your questions. When we are done, there will be opportunity for you to be able to check. Somebody's talking about layer. I bought this token, I think, at the initial stages about, that is almost about 4 or 5 months ago. And I put just $4 on it. And currently, when I looked at it, I think yesterday, I'm having about $16 as it stands now. I didn't really think it was going to go far like that. I was learning and experimenting at the time when I bought this this currency. Anyway, yes. So, like we said, this is something I opened long ago. I told you that for cryptocurrencies, there are a lot of different coins. As you can see, in CoinGecko alone, there is over 6,200. I hope you can see my mouse, my pointer. There's 6,217 different types of coins that is registered or that is listed on CoinGecko. So any kind of cryptocurrency that you hear of that is not here on these exchanges, which is OKex, which is on CoinGecko, and then where's the other one? I opened the other one. Okay, the other one, CoinMarketCap. Okay, so these two, which is CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, you can see on CoinMarketCap there are over 8,408. So my figure that I gave earlier is which is the 5,000. I said there are over 5,000. So you can see on CoinGecko there are 6,217 different coins that is listed here, and on CoinMarketCap there are over 8,400 different kind of coins. And every blessed day, because there's so much innovation going on in the world when it comes to the internet, you will definitely continue to see. We will definitely continue to see many more different coins being developed as the day goes by. So what we are seeing now is just a little figure, and more are going to pop up. Right. So any particular coin at all that you hear of, any coin that you hear of, you need to be able to analyze that particular coin. Okay. Now look at this coin. This is a coin that in our community we already are benefiting hugely from this. Of ways you can benefit, which is it's a master node. You can invest into Midas master node and enjoy from it. We are not here to talk about that. So, but look at this thing here. Right. So the maximum supply of Midas is not known. Okay. The maximum supply. We don't know the maximum supply. But the total supply of Midas, which is the Midas coin, is 1.4 million. Now, a lot of people have not discovered Midas yet. I'm just going to use Midas, just something we just open here. But a lot of people have not seen Midas yet. But look at it. The circulating supply of Midas is just 1.3 million. 7.5 billion people. And mind you, just a quarter of the world, even less than a quarter of the world, so far know about cryptocurrencies, or are even playing an active role in the space. So if everybody should come into the space, if 7.5 billion people are going to come after this one particular coin, what we see here as this figure is just a tip of the iceberg. Now, on this place, you can come and read about the currency. If you are reading about it, that is fundamental analysis. When you are reading the news, when you are trying to understand the particular protocol, what the product is meant for, that is fundamental analysis. But when you're analyzing figures or the digits or the numbers or the charts that has to do with Midas, or that has to do with any particular coin. That is technical analysis. Look at it. So you can come and read about Midas here. Midas is not on OKex at the moment, so we will not talk so much about it. But this is just for you to be able to look at it and to know that when you come to over here, which is coin market cap, you can search for any particular coin and then look out for, read about it, know what it is about, and study the figures or the digits or the numbers or the numerical interpretation or the implication of the coin on the market. But look at this. What is its all-time high? Right, you. Okay, let me go to CoinGecko. I'm much familiar with CoinGecko. So let me search for my that's here. Hey, sorry, coin is in Dr. Tale, your coin. Oh, no, that's not Toy coin. Yeah, this coin was given to us by Dr. Tale, and it's in the top section. Let me look for pay. So I'm going to look at, we are going to study a coin that came up, was given to us by our lead, our doctor. Dr. Tale gave us this coin, I think about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago was when we started analyzing this particular coin. Okay, so look at this coin. Now look at its all-time low. But first of all, what is the paid going to be used for? You can read about it here. Paid is a network. Paid network is a business toolkit for all you need. Encompasses smart agreements, escrows, reputation scoring, and a host of other things. You can read about it. It is also a DeFi tool for insurance, for borrowing, and for lending. So you can go and read more about it. But look at this thing over here. The total supply or the circulating supply of paid is over 594 million. And it is only 19 million of it that is in circulation. Right. Now look at this. It's all-time low. The all-time low of this coin was 0.35. When it was, yes, this was when about 30 days ago, just less than 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, this coin has done over 1,000%. It's over 1,000%. Now, imagine you had just put in $1,000. Let me just look at paid. Okay, I said you can go there and read about what paid is. We are just looking at the numerical part of it. Okay, we are just looking at the numerical part of it. So, assuming you had just put in just $100 when it was at this particular figure, which is a 0.035, 0.352407. Okay, you'll be having 200 of this. Now look at this. At 4.17, in less than 2 weeks, in just 13 days, you have made $1,000 with just a little of $100. Let me just do the local currency conversion for both the Naira. I'm going to use for Naira, I'm going to use $1. I'm going to use 500 Naira. Okay. So assuming it was 500 Naira, multiply by 500 Naira multiplied by 100. That is 50,000 Naira. Okay, 50,000 Naira. Now, you spend 50,000 Naira to buy this thing at 3.5. At 0.35. Okay, no, that figure it will give me something wrong. So it's 500 times times 100. You spend 50,000 naira to buy this. In a period of just 2 weeks, you are making, right? You are making 1,000. Great, this will help. So you just spent this, which is 500 naira. Mind you, we spent 50,000 naira. But this time around, you are making 1183.29 times 500. In less than 2 weeks, you've turned 50,000 naira around to 591,645,000 naira. Tell me, which bank can give you this? That is why we are saying fiat poor, crypto rich. In Ghana cedis, if currently the dollar is around 5.86, okay, multiplied by the 100. In the same less than 2 weeks, your 585 or 586, that is using the Google dollar rate, okay, your 1183.29 times 5.86 is now 6,934 Ghana cedis. This buys a land. This land money right here with with less than 600 Ghana cedis, you've just been able to acquire a land money, your money for land. This can pay someone's school fees. So there's so much opportunities for us to be able to have and harness in this particular space, which is the cryptocurrency space. And your job is to be able to identify and place trades. Whoever is writing on the screen, kindly stop it. Stop writing on the screen. Thank you. So if you are the one who is writing on it, please don't, no one, if you've given the phone to your child, make sure you have it. You take it back from your child. Thank you. Yes. So what we do is to be able to analyze the market. We study all of these figures. Today, we are not doing so much of the details of it. It's just face value. Right. So we are going to move into an exchange, and then we are going to look for a coin and research that particular coin, talk a little bit about it and research it and study whether it has potential for us to invest into. And then we are going to buy the coin on the exchange and study how the OKex exchange operates and work with the OKex exchange. I had already logged into my account. So if you don't have an OKex account and you're on this call, after this call, get back to any of the leaders on this call, for you to have your link. If you sign up with any leaders link on this call and you make a deposit, OKex is so much a loving exchange that when you just do a deposit and place just one trade of a volume of $100, you are paid $30 or you receive $30 as a welcome bonus from OKex. You wouldn't have this in any exchange at all, but for OKex. So if you are an OKex believer and you are on this call, kindly just put in there, I love OKex, I love OKex, I love OKex. I want to read that in the chat box. I love OKex. If you have been enjoying from OKex, put in there, I love OKex, I love OKex. I want to read that in the chat box. I love OKex, I love OKex. Awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Right. So when you open the OKex exchange, okay, immediately you log into the OKex exchange. This is how it would appear. Okay, that is how it's going to appear. immediately you open it. This is the web version of it. Okay, as you can see, there's the welcome bonus. There's the web version of it. Now, time may not be on our side for us to do the mobile version, but it is practically the same, just a different user interface. Right. So if you open the OKex exchange, you would see this. That is for the web. You will see this. Okay. You will see this. Now, first of all, immediately you create your exchange account, or you create an account, or you register with the link of the one who gives you the link to be able to register. You first of all have to verify your ID. Mind you, cryptocurrencies are it is anonymous. Okay, transactions are anonymous. However, for centralized exchanges to be able to help take away all form of money laundering and what have you, there is a regulatory requirement for you to be able to do your KYC. Okay, so when you log into your OKex account and you click on this icon, you'll find the same icon on the mobile version at the top left corner. At the top left corner, if you click on it, you will be able to see this, and then you come to verify, and then you come to verification. There are 3 different levels of verification, and they all have their benefits associated to it. So you come there, and then you do your verification. You need your passport, you need your driver's license or your national ID, and then you will use it for your verification. If you click on it, I've already verified mine, so I cannot go back, but if you do follow it, you can be able to verify it. After you are done verifying your account, what you do is that you come and then you set up your security features. Okay, you set up your security features, which is your 2FA, and then your Google Authenticator. Right. So you can be able to do all of these things and change them at any given point in time. So you are done verifying your ID, setting up your security measures. The next thing to do is to be able to fund your account. It's for you to be able to fund your account. So to fund your account, what you do is that if you go to on the mobile version part, on the bottom right, okay, on the bottom right, I set up this account specifically for this meeting. I moved some tokens, I moved assets, and just put about $200 here for us to be able to use here for security reasons. That's why I had to do that. So for us to just use this account, I set up an account with $200 already for us to be able to use for the trading. So when you come to your assets, which on the mobile version, you'll find it on the bottom left, okay, on the bottom right, you'll find the assets. So when you click on assets, okay, you will see deposits. By the way, you can also buy assets from OKex using the OKex P2P, okay, or you can go to buy and sell. Okay, you can come to buy and sell, and either buy with your credit card from here. You can buy with your credit card, or you use the OKex P2P. Okay, you can use OKex P2P. All of these people here are offering P2P services. So you can, in your local country, you can search for it and then be able to buy from there. You can also be able to sell your token. So some people ask questions, after I've made my profit, how do I sell and all of that? You can be able to sell, register with OKex P2P as a member. First of all, you need to be able to make sure that you're a verified individual, and then you can now be able to place trades and then place adverts here and sell. So you can use this. But if you are not doing so, all you do is that you come to assets, come to deposit, okay? And then what you do is that you select the currency that you want to receive, whether Bitcoin, whether USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Okay. Now, one thing I want to send across, mind you, tonight's call is about crypto trading techniques. Crypto trading techniques. There are only one blockchain. There are different kinds of blockchain. Okay, there are different kinds of blockchain. So if you look at USDT, there is USDT ERC. ERC basically means that it is on the Ethereum blockchain. There is the OKex chain. That means that it is on the OKex blockchain. There is TRC20. That means that it is on the Tron blockchain. Okay. Yes. Now, one thing you need to be able to get this. This is a hack. Okay, so you can write this down. Anytime you are doing transactions on a USDT, which is USDT, if you are going to be depositing USDT or you are going to be withdrawing or sending USDT from any particular exchange, charges is free. It's zero charges. It's zero charges. So if you are going to be buying cryptocurrencies or doing transfers, if it is going to an exchange, my high recommendation is for you to be able to use USDT. When it gets there, you can convert it to any particular token at all that you are going to be using. And when you are doing when you are depositing, what you do is that you get the TRC20 address. TRC20 address. So you make sure that you change the network. If it is at ERC, you change it to TRC, and then you continue. Okay, so currently, so what you do is that you read. Now, this is one thing that a lot of people do not do. You need to always read. Don't be in a rush. Always read. This is a Tether USDT only address. If you send any crypto, you won't be able to get it back. They have given you the disclaimer already. And you need to agree and accept. When you agree and accept, you will see the address popping up. But below the address, there is also a caution you need to be able to read. Sending to USDT TRC20 address will need one confirmation. That means that it has to be confirmed once on the blockchain before it will reflect. And in some cases, they will tell you that there is a need for you to deposit a certain minimum. But in our case, we are just using USDT. So what you do is you copy the address and then you send it to whoever you are going to be receiving from. Now, this address is what we call your public key. This is what anybody who has access to can be able to use it to send funds to you from any part of the world. One thing you should note is that with the Tron, always it starts with a T. Take note of that. It always starts with a T. If it is Ethereum, it is always going to start with O0X. 0x. Ethereum will always start with 0x. Right. So let me give you a typical example of one thing which happens. So on Ethereum, okay, it is only going to receive this. Now, this is it. Minimum deposit. So read this. First of all, sorry, currently we do not support mining reward and smart contract deposit. That means that if you're going to be doing an airdrop and you're going to be using your OKex account to be doing an airdrop, you're going to lose it. It doesn't support it. Sending to the Ethereum address will need 12 confirmation. That means that it will have to be confirmed 12 times on the blockchain before it will appear. This is a crucial part. A lot of people miss it. I have somebody who mistakenly deposited below this and has sent a message. Support is available to be able to assist, but it will take some time. But you always have to take note of it so that you don't miss it. So you must deposit. Your deposit must be at least 0.01 Ethereum. Always make sure that you are reading. Please, always make sure you are reading. Right. But after you have sent to the person and then you have received the funds, what you should note is that your funds are going to come into your funding account. It will be in your funding account. So we are assuming that we have received deposits. I made a deposit from a different account into this account. So if we open my assets, okay, you will see just today I made a deposit just for the purposes of this meeting. I made a deposit on this. So you will see a deposit here. But mind you, in OKex, there are two separate accounts. And why should there be two separate accounts? It is just there to protect you. Assuming one day you decide that you are going to be buying, you are going to be trading in your trading account, and mistakenly you didn't want to spend a certain volume of your USDT or of your currency of any coin of yours. If it is only a trading account that your money is only in it, and you mistakenly press all and it goes to say all, and unfortunately for you, the token dips immediately, what happens is that you might have lost it. So OKex has thought it wise to create two separate accounts, which is the funding account and then the trading account. The funding account has been created so that anytime you are depositing funds, it goes straight into your funding account. So as you can see in my trading account, there is nothing in it. There's nothing in my trading account, but there is something in my funding account. What you see here is the $200 that I've deposited, the equivalent of it. That is what you are seeing here. In terms of BTC, is what you are seeing here. It doesn't mean I have this volume of BTC. What I have is the USDT. So what you do next is that you transfer. When you click transfer, it brings you here on the phone, on the mobile version too, you have the same feature to be able to transfer. So you select the code that you are transferring, and then you transfer from your funding account into your spot account. And you can transfer any volume you want. In our case, I'm transferring $100. And then I'll confirm. Immediately, it moves into my trading account. Now that it is in my trading account, I can trade with this. So when you are now coming to place trades in this particular, mind you, we are learning techniques. Tonight's call is about techniques. So we are learning about techniques. So from there, what you do is that you come to the market. So here, OKex has listed different kinds of coins. Different kinds of coins. Over 2,000 different coins, or about 1,000 different, and over 1,000 and more coins have been listed on OKex. And you can see these are some of my favorite coins. I have highlighted them so you can actually come and search in the market. Okay. Let me go over this. You can come and search here by all of these coins and then put favorites to them. Okay. So now we are in the market. There are different kinds of coins over here. Which one do we buy? Mind you, you don't rush to go and buy a coin without checking out the coin. You don't rush to go and buy a coin. You need to be able to study the coin to see whether it is a very viable coin for you to be able to buy. Next 2 weeks, we are going to study about how to place, how to read charts and all of that. But I'll just do a little description, a little explanation for us when it comes to buying and when to buy and all of that. Right. So which coin do we buy and which one do we analyze? So these are my favorite coins, by the way. But this is one thing I need to first of all send to us. Anytime you are trading, for beginners, forget about futures until next 2 weeks. Forget about futures, forget about perpetual swap, forget about index trading and all of that. Make sure you are always trading on spot. Make sure you are always trading on spot. Make sure your account is on spot. Don't go and trade futures, don't go and trade perpetual. For beginners, make sure you are on spot. Now, in the spot market, there are different kinds of coins. Mind you, we said that in the trading, we are buying with USDT or we are buying with BTC. So you can see, you can select and see various BTC pairs. As you can see, there are various BTC pairs. You can change this and you will have Ethereum pairs. And here, what we are doing is that you are buying against. So I'm buying, if I'm going to be buying, I'll be buying with, I'm buying cover, assuming I'm buying cover with Ethereum. And if I'm selling cover to Ethereum. Okay. But what we have is USDT. So we are going to be looking for USDT pairs. Right. So let's look for a coin for us to buy. Let me look for a coin for us to buy. And then we research that coin and then we buy. Right. So I'm looking for a coin for us to buy. I'm looking for a coin. I'll not go for any of our so let me go for Acro. Is it Acro? No, Acro is not here yet. Let me look for dots. Okay. So I'm going to talk. Polkadot has its own network, and it allows for what we call smart contracts to be built on it, just like Ethereum. And what we in the space is currently saying is that Polkadot is the next Ethereum, in the sense that Polkadot, one, transaction fees on Polkadot is cheaper for those who have been interacting with the Ethereum blockchain. You can see that the transaction fees are too much. Currently, for a transaction that you want to do a simple swap, you're paying about $30 for it to Ethereum. And it also allows for smart coins to be developed on it. Right. So if you don't have Polkadot in your portfolio, you need to have Polkadot in your portfolio and hold it for the next 3, 4, 5 years. It may turn out good for you. So this is just a little bit about it. But for us to getting your entries and your exits, that will be handled in the next 2 weeks. So don't miss any of the sessions. Never miss any of the sessions. Right. So now we've just done a little bit of this face value of technical analysis, this face value, and I've given you a little bit of fundamental analysis, and I've added sentimental analysis as well too. So I'm coming to buy Polkadot. Okay. So if I click here, the exchange, when I click the exchange, it brings me here. Now we said that in cryptocurrency, what do? We buy the dip. Currently, Polkadot has reduced by 0.4 by 4%, and it is going further down. But this is a dip I can buy. So if I'm going to be buying, as I said, when you are buying, you need to know how to be able to buy at limit order, either limit or buying at what's the name, market order, stop order, and what have you. So we are now going to be buying. Just like you can see here, there are different order types, and those order types were done specifically for you, because it is understood that not everybody would want to buy a particular token at the market price. Some may want to buy it at their own price. Some may also want to set certain conditions for it. So the interface has been developed to be able to serve you that particular purpose. So when you come at both the buy and then the sell, you will definitely see these three things here. Now, what you see here is what we call the order book. It tells you what people are buying and the prices at which they are entering their entries and then their exits, the price at which they are buying, and then the amount at which they are buying at. Over here, what you also see is the order. You see the price, the amount that you want to buy, and then the volume or the percentage that you want to buy of your portfolio. So if you click the limit, you will see limit, you will see advanced limit, you will see market, you will see stop order, you will see trigger order, you see various types of orders. But for the purpose of tonight, I'm going to dwell on stop order, and then limit order, and then market order. Okay. Now, when I say market order, you are buying at the specific. So if I say I want to buy, let's say $50 of my token, it would use the market order at the moment, this particular price, the 19.526, to be able to buy for me. That is a market order. I'm not going to be buying dots. The reason I'm not going to be buying dots is that after this, after the whole demonstration, I'm going to go back to the slides and I'll explain. And I'll give us a plan for our crypto trading journey. That is a bonus for all of us. I'm not buying dots at the moment. I have dots somewhere else. So I'm not buying dots. Now, so if you are going to be buying the dots, If I say I'm going to be buying at market, it's going to be able to buy for me at this prevailing market price. The disadvantage with this is that should DOT do, let's say, within the next 2, 3, 4, 5, just in a second, you are seeing how it is changing. So if it goes to say $18, it means I'll buy it at $18 at that market price when this buy decision is met. Or immediately I click this buy it, so buy at the prevailing market price. If I say limit, it's going to buy for me at the condition or the price at which I will set it at. So I can say I want to buy at $18, and I say I want to buy 2 of it with my portfolio. It will go and then it will enter this one I can buy. You will see it here. An order would have been created. Now this would only go through when this $18 I have said I want to buy dot is reached. If it is not reached, it is not going to buy. And you can cancel it. But it's just for you to know. So when I say that I'm using a limit, I'm buying at a certain particular price that I am setting, that I want to buy. Now, if you are going to use a stop order, if you are using a stop order, you can say that you can set conditional prices to it and say that, well, I want you to buy dot for me when dot is say $18. I want you to place the order at 17.99. And the volume I want to buy is say 1 dot. When you do so and you click buy, it will tell you that when dot is less than this $18, the conditions that you set, the price at which you want it to buy is at $17, $17.99, and the amount you want to buy from what you have, which is your USDT, is 1 dot, and then it will submit. If you submit it immediately, the order will be done. So I can cancel this. In the same vein, so let me just do a simple demonstration. Let me look for a low cap coin. By the way, we'll talk a little bit about that in conclusion. Yes. So in the same way, in the sell to, you can also choose limit. If you say sell limit at a limit price, it is the price at which you want it to sell, that it will sell. So I can say that when dot is say $50, if I had about $10 or 10 dots, it will sell at that particular price. It will sell at that particular price for me. If I use market, then that means that the current market price of dot is what I'm buying, that's what I'm selling at. You can see that dot has moved from the -4, it is moving to -3. It means that the market is gradually recovering. We cannot really entirely and fully say that the market is going to recover, but dot is a good project and we should see it recovering. When market is recovering, dot is going to move massively. My pick and my projection for dot by the end of the year is a minimum of $100 by the end of the year. If you study the dot, you know that if you look into the fundamentals of dot and then the technical analysis around it and then the sentiment around it, you can say that by the end of the year, dot should be not less than $100. You can write this down and then we'll compare notes at the end of the day, by the end of the year, right? So that is how to place trades on the OKex exchange. Now you've made profit, okay? You've made profit. Assuming you've made profit. Now, how do you withdraw your money? How do you withdraw your money? As I said, you can come to this particular place. You can come to the buy and sell. And then you can sell and receive. You can sell to OKex and receive it into your bank. Currently, Nigeria, the banks and then the CBN is trying to play games with us in the space, but they can't stop us. But the best place for you to be, P2P. P2P. So you can come here after you've made your profit, create your ad that you have this. If anybody wants to buy, you can place your ad. I have in Naira and you want it to be at a floating price, you put in the figure, the amount that you want to sell, Let me transfer some funds. Let me transfer some funds to show us how that is done. Right. Let me transfer some funds. So you can transfer your funds. So you are transferring from funding to I've not activated my P2P yet. That's how come you are not seeing it. Yes, but I got the confirmation from the team to get it done today before this meeting. So right after this meeting, I'm going to get that done, and then we'll have it. I'll do a recording and then I'll send it to us so that you can know how to play with the P2P. So at the end of the day, the basic thing is that all we are doing is that we are buying when it is low, and then we are selling when it is high, right? So back to our slide. I hope we followed critically. I hope we all followed the demonstration. I hope we followed the demonstration. Right. So at this juncture, I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause for questions. I'm seeing a lot of questions in the chat box. I'm seeing a lot of questions in the chat box. So I'm going to pause for us to be able to ask questions, and then we'll continue. I'm going to teach briefly a bit after our question and answers. So if you have a question, you can ask. I'm going to teach a little brief into the entry positions. Yes, I'm going to teach brief about it. Instead of waiting for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to just talk a little brief about it. I'm going to teach briefly about it. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hands. You can raise your hands, and then you can raise your hands, and then we take your question. Right. Are there hands raised? Let me see. Okay. So we have some hands raised. Okay, so I'm seeing how many hands are raised so that we can just take their questions quickly, and then we move on from there. So, okay, so I'm seeing 3 hands raised. I'm going to take these questions from these 3 hands as well too. So, okay, so hello, you can ask your question. You can unmute yourself. Hello, you can unmute yourself. I've sent you the invitation to unmute yourself and then ask your question. So if you can hear me, over to you, ask your question. Hello, can you hear me? We can't hear you, so I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I think you have a network challenge. So maybe type your question in the chat box if you can. Type your question in the chat box. I can't hear you. Or is it my network? No, I have a high network. So yeah. So Abba Anama. You can also unmute yourself and ask your question. Anama. I hope I mentioned the name right. Forgive me if I didn't mention it right. So,
hello.
Yeah, hello. You're loud and clear, sir.
Yeah. Please, I want to know how to create your account.
How to create the account. Okay. Is that all?
Yes.
Is that all?
And sometimes I don't know how you can use the type. I mean, like the Bitcoins.
How you can use it as in here. I clicked full view and then you open for me. Okay. Now, what we see here is there is what we call the trade view. Now, with the trade view, you can be able to go and then read the charts fully. Let me move this away. All right. Yeah. So I was talking about buying low and selling high. Now, what we do in crypto trading is that we buy at support regions, okay, and then we sell at resistance regions. Now, what is support and what is resistance? Now, if you look at this, as I said earlier, all these candles you are seeing, okay, we have what we call the open, and then we have the close parts of every candle, okay? But what you see here, from the top here, after the line you see on top is what we call the wick, okay? And all of these things have implications and they all have meanings. What you see here has a meaning. What you see here has a meaning. Everything you see here, it all has meanings, but we will not go much deeper into that. But in crypto, what we do is that in terms of buying low and selling high, we buy at support regions. So if you are going to be drawing charts, usually we have what we call the top-down approach. The top-down approach basically means that you start from, let's say, 1 week candle. You look at it from a 1 week candle, and then you look at how the trade has been behaving over 1 week, and then you can possibly draw your support and resistance level. The support region, it's a point at which when the market gets to, there is a deflection. So on this particular 1 week candle, what you see here, over here, I'll change the color soon. Let me change this color so that we can see it clearly. And then the width. So what you see here, if you look at it, when it was on 1 week, the candle, there was so much sell pressure. There was so much sell pressure that, but when it got to this particular level, which was the $14.6469, it was rejected. And then it kept going up, and it went up and up and up. But when it got to this particular top, okay, when it got here, I hope we can see that. When it got here, it got rejected the following week, this is last 3 weeks. So this is last week. This is last 2 weeks. And this is last 4 weeks. So this is a month ago. It got rejected last 2 weeks when it got here. So this place is so here what we have here is a resistance here, because when it got to that Mr. Emmy, Don Scanner, Don Scanner. Thank you. Thank you. So when you go to the top here, this is a resistance level. At the resistance level, it is the point at the top. Okay, this is just a simple explanation. The point at the top where the sell pressure, okay, or the buying pressure was rejected. So it got rejected, and then it fell all the way to this place, but it could not go below the support region because there was so much buying pressure at that particular place, which is here. And then it started going back up again. And this week already it is above the resistance level. But on the 1 week, this is what we see on the 1 week candle. So you do a bottom down approach, and then you see that my this thing is gone. So on the 1 week, you see here. So what you see here is a support region, and then you can also see a resistance region here, right? That is for a day candle. So in trading, what we do is that we buy at the support region. So this place is a good point for you to be able to play straight, and for you to be able to buy, and then for you to be able to sell. So we buy here at this region, and then we sell at the top here, right? So if you are going to be making an entry, so you look for these entry points, and then these exit points, right? So in concluding, I'll skip a lot of things. I would want to thank you so much for this meeting, and I hope you had a very great time and you've learned so much.